So, hello everyone, welcome back to another episode with your friendly dietitian and public health professional, JJ. And in today's video, we are going to talk about some things that you can look out for, some easy ways to transition from omnivorous or carnivorous way of eating to more of a plant-based or whole food-based way of eating. So I'm going to be talking about things that you can look out for as you transition, things that you need to focus on, and some tips and tricks and things that can help. So let's dive right into it. So the first one is variety. So when you are following the omnivorous or the carnivorous way of eating, there's generally 4 things that you'll eat. So the animals, chicken, beef, or cows, pigs, and sheep. So basically those 4. And then you also get some other ones that might be included in there, but it's not the wide variety that you have when you follow the whole food or plant-based way of eating. There's thousands of different fruits, hundreds and thousands of different vegetables. There are many different beans and peas and legumes and grains and nuts and seeds. The variety is almost endless. There's so much that you can try, so much that you can have. It's just to look for it, to find out, to be inquisitive, to look for new ways and new ways of eating, to look at other cultures and other places in the world where they eat a different way, and how you can cook and how you can adjust and make different kinds of food. So you can also look at what's in season. So to add to the variety, look for seasonal, fresh, local produce. You can even start growing your own little garden. You can grow things yourself. You can start sprouting seeds or legumes, beans, peas, chickpeas. You can sprout any of those very easily. Then you can either eat them fresh, you can put it on toast or in a salad, on bread. So there are many ways to do that. You can make hummus from chickpeas. You can make tahini with sesame seeds. You can blend up a combination of different seeds to add to a morning oats or a morning grain dish. Yeah, many different kinds of grains that you can make breakfasts from as well. Then you can also grow your own vegetable garden in your windowsill. So you can grow easy things like salad or spinach. You can even do carrots. You can do little tomatoes. You can do a lot in a little windowsill garden, or in your kitchen. You can grow some herbs as well. So adding herbs to fresh meals also helps to flavor. So this is all about variety, adding spices, adding herbs, adding your seeds and your nuts, making sauces with your seeds. You can use olive oil and coconut oil. So there are many different ways and many different mixtures that you can try. You can make, for example, a salad dressing with vinegar, lemon, olive oil. You can add some seeds to that. You can mix or blend it up. You can add some balsamic vinegar. You can even add some herbs if you'd like, just to give it different kinds of flavors. So you can add different things to that base of lemon juice and olive oil. You add different things to make it a different flavor. You can even add some honey to make it a bit sweeter. So there are so many possibilities that you can include, or that you can try. Curries and wraps and fresh salads. You can bake pies. You can do so many different things. When baking, you can substitute banana or applesauce, or something like flax egg, or the juice from your chickpeas, your chickpea brine. You can use those as a replacement for eggs. So there are so many different possibilities and things that you can add and substitute and change and play with. So you can also make pancakes with different kinds of flours, buckwheat flour. You can make potato pancakes. You can make sweet potato pancakes. You can make so many different things. Oats pancakes. The possibilities are endless, and you can play around, and you can add, you can take away, you can just have to look, and the variety is there. Then also the next one is the amount. So when you go to more whole foods or plant-based foods, you will eat more. So the amount that is in your plate will be bigger or can be bigger because you're eating more bulk, more minerals and vitamins, but less calories. So if you're eating a potato versus a steak, you'll have less calories, you'll have more nutrient density, you'll have more fiber. So there are different things that will happen. So with the more fiber, you'll have bigger and more frequent bowel movements and your gut will be healthier. So the first 1 or 2 weeks, you might be a little bit sensitive, but that will change as your gut bacteria gets healthier. Your gut bacteria has to shed that bad bacteria that it does not want, and it has to build up the bigger variety, bigger group and colony of bacteria. So you will want to and get a wider variety of colonic bacteria, and that's what you want. You want a wide variety, you want more diversity in your colon, in your gut bacteria. So the higher fiber with the beans and the legumes and the peas, those will assist in that. And you will get enough protein if you include your nuts and your seeds and your sprouts and your legumes and your beans and your lentils. All of these things you will give you lots and lots of protein. It will also give you the healthy fats. So you also want to increase your fruit intake because that will give you the vitamins, and you want to increase your vegetables, your green leafy vegetables, and those will give you minerals. So your spinach, kale, broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, those kinds of green veggies, your salad leaves, that will give you lots of minerals. So you'll have more food, you might eat less calories, but a bigger amount. So you have to eat more. And as I said, a wider variety because you'll get more nutrients, but you won't get as much calories. Then gluten. Be careful of gluten, especially GMO gluten. It can become a sensitivity if you eat more, if you're going to be eating more grains with lots of legumes like pasta, then you could get cramps and swelling if you are sensitive to gluten. So the more gluten you eat, the more food that with gluten that you eat, you will realize if you have a sensitivity or not. In the past, it might have been fine when you were eating less, but as you ramp it up and eat more, for example, pasta or bread or grains with more gluten in, you might have a sensitivity to this. Just watch out for that and maybe substitute it for something that's gluten-free, or potato or sweet potato, or that's a different base with oats or an ancient grain like amaranth, barley, quinoa. You get the ancient grains as well, polenta, which will not be as high in gluten because the modern day plants, they have more ears on the stalk. They have a higher gluten, a higher protein content, and a lower carbohydrate content, lower nutrient content because of this manipulation that it has undergone. So eating more gluten and more carbohydrates can also lead to water retention. So that's why you want to eat a lot of fiber as well. That's why your fruit and your vegetables are important, and your nuts and your seeds, so that you don't just retain all the water, so that you can use it, so that it binds up with the fiber and that it exits your body as well. So it's also important to increase your fluid intake. Your fluids will help you detoxify and get rid of the toxins together with the fiber. The fiber needs to bind with something, and the water, the fluid, is what it will help to bind to, and that get rid of all the waste. So that was variety, amount. So increase your variety, increase the amount that you're eating, and be wary of gluten. And then with fiber, as I mentioned, fiber could cause a bit of flatulence, a bit of gas, a bit of bloating, and bulky and more frequent trips to the toilet. So your stool size might increase, and maybe the frequency in the first while will increase, but you'll be more regular, and you are just cleansing. You're cleansing your system. You're getting rid of all those built up toxins and waste products, and your body will get rid of them. As your fiber increases, your waste excretion will increase as well, and you're flushing your system. You're getting rid of all that bad bacteria buildup, and you are increasing your diversity and your health of your gut microbiota. So your toilet time is important. Be on the toilet at a certain time every day. Be regular. Have your position that's in a good crouched position on the toilet. Elevate your knees or your feet so that you don't block your passage in out of your rectum and your colon. So the position is important, the timing is important, and it's important not to force it out. It needs to come easily and without strain. So fresh and crunchy is always better when you're eating food. So fruit, vegetables, nuts, seeds, legumes, beans, peas, grains, all of these, the fresher the better. They'll have more fiber. The fresher they are and the more raw they are, the more fiber they will be in. So that will give you more fiber, more bulk, more cleansing, more health in your gut, because it will bind to everything that your body does not want or does not need or cannot use at that moment, and it will get rid of it. And the fiber also binds together all the nutrients so that you can absorb more nutrients. Then you will also notice microbiome changes. So in the first two to 4 weeks, you might experience some bloating, some flatulence, some gas, but that should and would pass as soon as your gut microbiome has returned to a balance. You'll find when you have gone to a plant-based or whole food way of eating, as soon as you add in something that has eggs or dairy or some animal product in, you will feel immediately bloated and you'll have lots of gas and you'll have more runny stools because your body is getting rid of it. So your microbiome will adjust to your higher fiber intake, higher nutrient intake, and the bulk of what you are eating, and it will adjust to that and it will get rid of what it doesn't want. So also just be aware of your processed foods, because they are lower in nutrients and lower in fiber than your natural whole foods. So a whole foods way of eating will always be the best because it has the highest amount of nutrients, the highest amount of fiber in it. The things that you might want to look out for: iron. Iron you'll find in your green leafy veg, your legumes, your beans, your peas, your seeds, your nuts. B12, vitamin B12. You don't get that really from plant-based things, except if you have they found it in some seaweeds, some sea vegetables, and it's also been found that your body can make it. We just have not discovered how it's absorbed into your body, but you make it in your colon. So that might not be a concern. Then also selenium. Selenium might be a concern because it's deficient in the soil. So the plants are not able to absorb it from the soil. So if you eat a wide enough variety, seasonal things, if you can grow it yourself, that will be best. If you can get it from a farm where you know how it has been grown, if the soil quality is good, then you will get more of the selenium too. Then if you get enough sunlight, you would get your vitamin D. If you're eating all the seeds, flax, sesame, chia, hemp seeds, all those different kinds of seeds, sunflower, pumpkin, then you should be getting your omega-3s, your healthy fats, which will help absorb that vitamin D as well. So I hope this was beneficial for you, that it can help you out if you are transitioning to a more whole foods or plant-based or vegan way of eating. Just some pointers and tips on what could help. So as always, to God be the glory and stay healthy.